Let's see the members of Sweet Tooth Crew. Firstly, our interviewers, NADHIRAH binti RUSLI. Next, we have one ATIKAH binti one HAFISON. And then our data collector, NURAINA NADIA binti MAHMAD ZAMZURI. And here we have our database analyst, AFRISYA binti ZAIRU HISHAM. Lastly, our database developer and designer, ZULAIKHA AZLAN. The organization name in this study is Sweet Ice Cream Shop. And now let's begin this presentation with the problem statement first.
There is 5 problem statements. First, problem with the amount of space of field-based approach. One room is specified to save all data information, whether it be about customer, employee or supplier. So one room is allocated to save all the files and information about the shop basically. So over time, when the business is expanding, the space is lessened. So that is where the problem of the space comes. Secondly, time consuming to find a specific data information. Employee needs extra time to find the data as there were a lot of racks filled with files. So there is one time that the ice cream shop decides to have 30% discount for any purchase of type of ice cream. So to calculate the profit of the day, it is difficult because firstly, the room is huge, and to find the data information about profit saving is time consuming. Secondly, to calculate the profit of the day, the employee needs to save the data of how many customers were buying on that day, have to know what type of ice cream they bought, so they know what ice cream flavor is lacking. Ended up, the employee wrongly calculate the profit of the day and mess up several things too. Third is file-based approach prone to damage and being misplaced. Data information written can be misplaced easily. There is some cases regarding this where the employee unintentionally spill a cup of coffee on a paper full of information. So the important data there could not be retrieved again because the color of the coffee is black and it is covered up almost every single word on the paper. In a serious note, there is no assurance of the data information. Next, lack of data integrity because file-based approach is accessible by any employee. There was misunderstanding occurred between employee of the sweet ice cream shop because there is one employee that took a folder of data from the database room to her desk and forgot to return to its original place. The folder of data is mistakenly placed on the other rack where it not belongs. This case has been going on for months, and the result of this was they couldn't contact the supplier because the phone number is in the folder, and they calculated a budget of stock incorrectly because the data went missing for months. Last but not least, a data redundancy always occurs, mistakenly writing the same data twice. When taking information about customer, there is not always the same employee at the counter, so there is high potential of same customer with duplicate information. Suggestion solution. The suggested solution is by using the Database Management System (DBMS). A Database Management System (DBMS) is a software for storing and retrieving users' data while using appropriate security measures. The DBMS accepts the request for data from an application and instructs the operating system to provide the specific data. DBMS allows users to create their own database as required. DBMS is used as to save files in organized manner. Data information will no longer lost. Data integrity can be achieved and minimize data redundancy. Objective of the proposed system. The project is done purposely to advise sweet ice cream shop to develop a database system to keep all the information about the store. DBMS is used to build the system because DBMS provides backup and data recovery procedures. Next, to determine the problem that the shop face and help reduce data redundancy by applying normalization, which are first normal form, second normal form and third normal form. Next, form is to be created as the user interface for a database application. To make it easier for employee to fill in data information, also design form is user-friendly with correct size of font, type of color and type of button by any means to help user easy to read. Next, enforce data integrity by creating table of every entity using SQL. By determining primary key and foreign key for each table, this will prevent wrong insertion of data information, which could help correct calculation of monthly budget stock. Lastly, this system is used to determine monthly sale correctly by solving the problem of discount calculation.
Sweet ice cream shop required us to store all the daily service and business activities such as customer data, employee data, supply data and ice cream stock. By the database system, they are easy to calculate the profit of the day and budget for the stock. That's why we built the database system to help ice cream shop.
Let's go to the first business rule. An employee may serve 0, 1 or many service to customer, but a service can be served by one and only one employee. This relationship is optional entities relationship that connect between employee table and service table. Secondly, a customer may receive 0, 1 or more service, but a service may be received by one and only one customer. This is also an optional entities relationship. A customer may purchase one or more order or may not make any purchase. Each of the order may be purchased by a customer. The customer do not purchase anything because no ice cream fulfill their requirement. A customer can pay one or more bill. Each of the bill can be paid by one and only one customer. There will not be payment if a customer cancel the order. This is also optional entities relationship. An ice cream has 0, 1 or more order at a time. Each of the order can have one and only one ice cream.
Now let me see the next business rule between the ice cream table and the ice stock table. As we can see here, an ice cream can contain an ice stock or many stocks at a time. Each of the ice stock can be contained by one and only one ice cream. However, an ice cream may not contain any of stock. This usually happens when the business becomes very popular, especially during the promotional season. Next, we're going to see the business rule between the ice stock table and the supplier. So here, a supplier can supply a stock and many stocks for the shops, and each of the stock can be supplied by one supplier. However, the supplier may not supply any of stock if the shop does not request to do the restock process. As we can see here, this ice stock table and the supply table have the weird relationship. It is just same between the ice cream table and the ice stock table. Next, we're going to see the business rule between the ice cream table and the ice flavor table. So here, an ice cream can have many flavors and each of the flavor can have by one and only one ice cream. An ice cream may have 1 or 0 flavor. This ice cream may contain no flavor because of the customer doesn't want the additional taste or additional flavor of the ice cream, as they usually prefer the original taste of the ice cream. Now, we're going to see the last business rule between the ice flavor table and the flavor table. So here, each flavor used in the ice flavor making can be 0, 1 or more. An ice cream flavor being made only consists of flavor. So as the conclusion for this ERD, we can see that every relationship of this entity or this table were optional entity relationship, and we have the weak relationship, which is between the table ice cream and ice stock table, and there also the weak relationship between the ice stock table and the supplier table, and we also have the weak relationship between the customer table and the bill table. And the other relationship of the table is going to be the strong relationship. And that's all.
Okay, now we are gonna continue with our database demo. Let's go open up. Okay, here we have the login form. We're gonna enter our name, username and password. The username is Chaosing and password is CSING. Okay, and now we have our main switchboard. We're gonna go look through. This is our data entry, customer data entry. We have customer ID, customer name, customer phone number and bill ID. Next, we have employee data entry. We have employee ID, employee name, employee phone number, employee email and employee shift. Next, we have ice cream entry data. We have ice code, ice name, ice type, ice ingredient, ice price, ice description and stock ID. Next, we have supplier master form. We have supplier ID, supplier name, supplier phone number, supplier email and supplier bank account. This is the sub form, which is the ice cream table. Next, we have customer report. Here we have bill ID, customer name and customer phone number. Next, we have employee report. We have employee ID, employee name, employee phone number, employee email and employee shift. And then we have ice cream stock report. We have ice code, ice name, ice type, ice price, which is in RM and stock ID, recent quantity, supply quantity, stock price in RM and supplier ID. And then lastly, we have a supplier report. There is supplier ID, supplier name, supplier phone number, supplier email and supplier bank account. Now we're gonna proceed to the creating our form. To create a form, we just go to create tab and we go to form wizard and then we can create a form. And now we have our form here. So this bill data entry form will connected to the bill table. Our customer data entry form will be connected to the customer table, and employee data entry form connected to employee table. Ice cream data entry form will be connected to the ice cream table, and supplier data entry form is connected to the supplier table.
So firstly, we will continue with the data entry form. First, we will enter the employee data entry. We will enter employee ID. And employee name is. Then the employee phone number is. And employee email is. Employee shift is she take 12 hours. Then we save the data into the employee tables. And yes, so here the employee table that we add. Then we will continue with the bill data entry. Then we will enter the bill ID for the customer. So we enter the bill ID is 9902. The total price for the ice cream is 12 ringgit, and the time received 12:10 p.m. and we save the data. We check in the bill table and you can see is 9902. So the customer has been ordered and the time is 12:10 p.m. Then we will continue to enter customer data entry. So we will enter customer ID. And customer name is, and the customer phone number is, and the bill ID we will, before this we enter is 9902. So we save the data and we can see in the customer table, yeah, this 99723 is the motor reason. So then we will continue with the supplier data entry. Supplier data entry, firstly we will enter supplier ID and supplier name, company name. The supplier company name is a and the company phone number is, and for the company supplier email is supplier bank account is, and we save the data. And you can see in the supplier table, yes, this Aboku ice cream Sinar Bahar. Then we will enter the data in ice cream data entry. Lastly, firstly we enter the code ice cream. The code ice cream is 5 because this previous ice cream is 4 and we continue with 5. So ice cream name is, and ice cream type is in cube, and ice cream ingredient, and the ice price is RM3 for each ice cream, and ice description is, and store ID is we got from the iStock, yes, this. So we enter 130 for the store ID and we save, and we can look at the ice cream table. Yes, we have the ice code 5, the name is Durian Malicious, and the ice tag is 2, and the store ID is 130. Now we create the report based on the query. First we click the report wizard and click open, and first we find the query. Firstly is customer query, and we choose all and we transfer to selected field and we click next. Yes, this the separated bill for the report wizard. And we click next, we choose the customer ID for the primary key and we click next, and the layout is tab and next. So we save is customer report and we click finish. So then we continue with the another report. So click again report wizard and we click for the employee query, and we shift the attribute to the selected field, and we click next. So this for the employee report. So we set this employee ID and we click next. So the layout is tabular for the employee. So click next and we save as employee report and we click finish. So this is the report for the employee. So this is the report for employee. And then we click report wizard. We will create for the ice cream query. So we move all this to the selected field and we click next. And we click next and we make ice cream as the first sorting, and we click summary. We click summary for the total ice price and we click OK and we click next. So the layout is automatically set up and we click next. So we rename the report as ice cream report and we click finish. So this is the ice cream report. This will be print out like this. So we will continue with another report, select supplier. So we move all to the selected field, and so next we set a supplier ID. So next the layout is automatically selected. So for the supplier is tabular, and we rename the report as supplier report. Supplier report, and we click finish, and the report for the supplier report is this. It will be print out like this. So they're all for the creating report. I will explain about the report. So this is the bill report. In the bill report, we have the bill ID for the each customer, and we will display the total price and time received. So we continue with the customer report. So the customer report must have the bill ID for the refer of the customer. Then we enter the customer ID, customer name, and the customer phone number. So we have the employee report. We will enter the employee ID for the each employee, employee name, employee phone number, employee email, and employee shift. We have a different shift for the each employee. So then we have the flavor report. In the ice cream shop, we have the 3 flavor report, and we will restock the each flavor with different amount, because in this report vanilla have a demand in among the customer. So then we will continue with ice cream report, and this we have 5 type of ice cream in the ice cream shop, like chocolate mountain, durian malicious, vanilla fountain, cheesy cheesecake, and strawberry heart. So the amount for each ice cream, for the chocolate ice cream, RM2.70. Durian malicious is RM6. The vanilla mountain is RM2.50. Cheesy cheesecake is RM6. And strawberry heart is RM4.50. So we will look for the ice flavor report. Yes, in the ice flavor report, we have the different flavor. So for each ice code, we will have 3 flavor. We have a different quantity flavor for each code. So this is for the ice code 1. We have 3 quantity flavor. For the ice code 2, we have 2 quantity flavor, and for the ice code 3, we have 5 quantity flavor. So we will continue with ice stock report. For the ice stock report, we have 3 3 stock, and we have 2 suppliers. So 2 suppliers we will stock 3. For 2 suppliers we will stock 3. So the recent quantity for the stock ice cream is 95. Supply quantity is 300. So for the each stock we supply 100, and the stock price is 240. Then we continue with order report. This the report for the customer. Yes, for in this month we have 20 customer. We have 20 order, 20 quantity order for the 11 customer. Then we continue with the service report. This is for the customer ID, employee ID, time order and day order. So if you have any problem, we will refer to the service report. And lastly, for the supplier report. So this our supplier for the ice cream shop.